Alright, welcome back everybody. I decided to make a different type of video today, go a little bit of a different direction. Now, if you don't know already, I'm actually a flooring installer. I do mostly carpet, LVP, and commercial work. Been doing it for about 30 years now, actually, and I decided maybe I'll do a little tutorial on installing LVP on steps since we had a real big job that I knew was coming up and actually had 2 flights of steps that we had to do LVP on. Now, if you have liked any of the videos, if you like this, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We appreciate it. And we'll go on from there. So basically what I'm going to show you is how to make your steps go from looking like this and more like looking like this. Now, once you've removed the carpet pad and staples, make sure you get all those staples out. I know that's the worst. You'll need to make sure you're cutting off all the nosings on your steps. So I use a 4-inch circular saw so I can get it real close to the skirt board. And then I just take that last inch off with my multi-tool. Go all the way up, get all that off and cleaned up. So now that you've got that all cleaned up, I personally like to do a little mock-up. I take small pieces, put them together like right in the middle of the step, just do a little bit of a mock-up so I can make sure everything fits right, looks good, and also so the customer can improve if need be, and just to have a little bit more confidence in what you're putting together so your measurements will come out good. Now, with that mock-up, make sure you check all your steps. You could measure them with the tape measure as you go up, but it's kind of nice to bring the mock-up, make sure everything works out, and you can adjust your measurements on like your risers and treads. Now, as I go through, then I measure the stair noses and the risers. Make sure you mark all of them down, number everything. Make sure you're not getting anything out of line. And with those stair noses, I measure them down to the 32nd of an inch. So if you saw on my little sheet that I had there, those little plus marks, that's a 32nd of an inch. So you'll want it. That's the best way you're gonna get it to look professional and just really nice in the end. So here I cut my treads and risers. I cut them about 2 inches longer than they need to be to start. That's just because I don't want to have to rip as much as normal. Like these planks, they were 5-foot planks, and really I only needed like 39 inches. So it just saves me time in the end not to have to rip that whole length of it. So then going on to cutting the widths of the risers and the treads, I know I'm not wearing safety glasses here. They just bug me, and I always feel like I can't really see things as good with them on. I get told that I should be wearing them, but I kind of just continue not to for some reason. So going on to measuring the treads and risers, don't measure with a tape measure. I know this sounds like nothing you've ever heard of, but go out, buy yourself a stair jig. Well, on Amazon is the best way to do it because they've got a bunch of them, different prices. This is the one I bought. Literally, it was 40 bucks. I'd like to get one a little nicer, an upgrade one, just because I have to literally assemble the whole thing and disassemble it when I'm done. But they make ones that pack up a little nicer. So as you can see in the video, you adjust the lengths of your jig and also the angles at the skirt board. You adjust it to the skirt board so you can get just nice and tight. Bring that down, mark it out, mark every single one. Make sure you keep them in order, keep track of them. Just keep going all the way up as you go with the treads, and then all the way up with the risers as well. So now I've got all my pieces cut, numbered. I like to dry fit the entire set all the way up. Every single piece that I'm going to be installing, I put it in dry just to make sure that everything fits nice and tight, but don't make sure that it's not too tight. If it's too tight, you'll push on the skirt board and then your next piece will have a little gap on the side. So you want it tight, but just not too much. All right, time to actually install it. I usually glue up about 2.5 steps at a time. In this video, I just did one at a time just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I use a DeWalt battery operated caulk gun actually. Um, for me, when I'm doing a lot like this and on other types of jobs like with vinyl base and stuff, it saves your hand. So if you do a few jobs a year even, you'll appreciate it. But otherwise, if it's just a kind of a one thing, a regular caulk gun works just fine. Also, a side note on the gluing, I use about one large tube of caulk for every 2.5 steps. So if you're going out to buy or just to figure how much you need, about one tube for every 2.5 steps, and that kind of gets a good measurement for you. Make a few final adjustments as you go. I use just regular blue painter's tape, nothing too sticky or but has enough stick just to kind of keep things together. And as I'm coming back down, just kind of push everything in, make sure everything's nice and tight and looking good. So here's the final product. Um, they were happy, very happy with it. There's a lot of LVP, 2 flights of steps. It turned out really, really nice in their house. Um, I generally expect 1 flight to take a full day. Tear off, cutting all the nosings, cleaning everything up, cutting everything, installing, cleaning up again. About a day for a flight. There was 2 flights and it took me 2 days, so right on there. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole deal. So if you if you like the video, great. Maybe this will be the start of some of these. If you don't, sorry, but maybe this will be the only one for if you don't like it. So, anyways, it's kind of just what I do on a daily basis, and I thought I'd share that with you. And like I said, subscribe, like, share. We'd appreciate it.